You're going to be live in 3, 2, 1, now. Hello, dear audience, and we're about to begin our first semifinal. It's Prague versus Warsaw Warriors versus Warsaw Warriors A. And teams are shaking hands now, and the battle is about to begin.
So these two teams are both A caliber teams, and this is the finals for the A teams. And on the other side, we have the finals for the Bucharest B teams. Bucharest B team versus the Budapest Blazers. Oh, my mistake. On both sides, we have A teams. The Bucharest A team versus the Budapest A team Blazers.
Okay, so Prague began the match, and now the Warsaw has the ball, and it's a quick attack. But I think the defender of Prague is quicker. But no, that's a goal. That's a quick goal from Warsaw Warriors. Good job. Good job. A very quick goal, a decent counter attack, and that's a goal.
And we've just seen this team come off a very heated stalemate of 0-0 prior to this game, and so the Warsaw Warriors seem to come out with a different mindset this time. They were greatly frustrated by the skillfulness of the Prague Falcons goalkeeper in the last game. And so, Dima, what are your predictions for this match?
Well, my first of all prediction is that we will be having a very interesting match, because we saw both of these teams in action. Both of these teams are having a very quick pace during this tournament, and I think both are prepared to go further. And after this first shocking goal, Prague seems to be a bit shocked, and we hope that they'll be in a good condition soon. There's a throw for Warsaw. Warsaw is controlling the ball across, and I think there was a handball, but referee is quiet, which means that we'll be having a goal kick.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, anyone tuning in now, it is 1-0 for the Warsaw Warriors. They're trying to set the tone early, score a quick goal beforehand. And it seems like right now, as I've mentioned, this is the time where everything matters, every goal, every possession. And the Warriors are fully aware. We've seen the excitement from the bench, the enthusiasm shown from the coaches, especially a shout out to Coach Szałski. And we'll see how the Prague Falcons respond.
Now, this should be a very dangerous throwing in, but Warsaw has retaken the ball. There was an attempt for another counter-attack, but I think this is a free kick. So Warsaw keeps the ball to itself, and they're about to begin. So it's a very long run-up. Oh, and there's a long pass to the left wing, but the quantity of defenders is much higher rather than Warsaw's strikers. So Prague is controlling the ball right now.
We've seen how incredibly speedy and athletic number 27, if I'm not mistaken, is the Warsaw midfield, and we see right now the Warsaw striker faking out the defenders, setting a long pass to Tihan of the Warsaw Warriors, and she does an amazing job dribbling and keeping up with the possession, but the Falcons outlast her in this battle. And so far we've seen a great job from the Warsaw midfield. They have in this case the team is I'd say a very quick team too. However, they do not necessarily lack size. We see number 16 Tihan, one of the co-captains of the Warsaw team, having a rather high length for a football player, and likewise they have Gabby on the bench, their sub-striker, who is also a very lengthy striker. So we have some ball movement for the Warsaw Warriors, but it's intercepted by the Prague Falcons as they look for a counter-attack, but the Falcons manage to keep the ball in play, and it will be a corner for the Prague Falcons. So it seems like the Falcons did not really have too many opportunities yet. What do you think, Dima?
Yeah, the Warsaw is doing a great job on keeping the ball on the other side, not in the favor of Prague team. But now, for example, they have a moment. It was a good moment, but goalkeeper was faster than striker, and now Warriors has the ball. So
wow, an amazing steal on the left wing.
You see, another time the right wing is open. There's an opportunity for Warsaw. The ball stays in the field. And now it's a throw by Warsaw. Oh, that was a decent throw, but the defender of Prague was faster on the ball. Oh, and another attempt. Again, the right wing comes into play. Cross to the middle and a shot and a great save by the goalkeeper. And a long shot. A bit high.
Yeah, that was a bit of a desperate attempt from the Warsaw Warriors. She could have really spent a little more time on concentrating on the trajectory of the ball. In my opinion, she shot it too early. It might have been a good idea, especially we know that she's capable of scoring those. However, in my opinion, it was rushed, and now it will be the goal kick for the Falcons. So for anyone tuning in, it is 1-0. The Warsaw Warriors are setting the tone early with a quick goal of their own. And the Falcons right now are on offense. It's scrambling in the midfield. No side really controlling the ball. And now it's number 11 going one-on-one, but the Falcons defender catch up, and she passes it off to Tihan, where she attempts a shot which is from a difficult angle, but she makes it look easy, and then it ricochets out of the Falcons player. But luckily the Falcons goalie is right there. Superb goalkeeping by the Falcons goalie. And right now it's a corner for the Warriors. Warriors looking to net in a second one. And indeed an open opportunity, but the goalie is right there. Hands of glue. And now it's the Warsaw Warriors with a strike attempt. Oh, mama! That is in. The Warsaw Warriors make it 2-0. A very confident beginning in first half from the Warsaw Warriors. Wow. A strike, a beautifully crafted strike after a craft. Wow, it's not too common you see those beauties. Ooh, what did you see, Dima? Because for me it was a blur even still.
I see a very aggressive teams in the Warriors. Like you can see their positioning right now. Like it's very straight, straightforward, but it's very effective at the same time.
Yeah, they seem very paced. They don't rush their chances. I wouldn't say they are too quick in their tempo, but every pass they make is a good one. So a good team efficiency in general, and they seem to be determined and they seem to know what they're doing as a collective unit. And I think a big part of that is the chemistry developed between the team. If not prior to the tournament, then definitely throughout this tournament. As we see the Warsaw Warriors kick the ball out, clear it, and a little scare from the Falcons goalie, but all is good, and it will be a throw ball for the Warriors. And great pass by the Warriors, and a chance again, but it's missed off wide. And so far the Falcons look like are not dealing too well with the pressure from the Warsaw Warriors.
Yeah, but they still have 1.5 parts of the game to regroup and to show what they can. There was a sub on Prague's team, and the new member of Prague team had the ball right now, but now again Warsaw has retaken the ball and keeps controlling it. So most of the action is happening on the side of Prague. Warsaw is feeling very confident and comfortable on the opponent's side, but it's very early to relax for Warriors because Prague has a passion in itself to answer back. They just need some time, in my opinion.
And right now it'd be a throw-in for the Falcons. The yellow and black throw the ball in, and the ball is thrown out. The Falcons regain possession. Will be a free kick for the Falcons. Falcons with the ball, coming through the left wing, across to the other, and a shot pass to the side. The ball is on the right wing currently, and it ricochets off the red and black, and it will be a corner for the Falcons. Might this be the comeback goal? No. First attempt, no good. Two, a fall in the box, no call. And now the Warriors have an opportunity to counter. And there has been a collision midfield. Perhaps she's been hit in the nose. All the players are squatting on one knee for solidarity as they wait. We are hoping that everything is okay with the Prague.
So the player was hit by the ball, and there will be a substitute for Prague team. Both teams are showing a sign of respect here, and I think the game will begin with a fair play. The Warsaw, by the way, keeps to use their usual tactic to keep the ball on the ground. They're comfortable with it, and they can do it quick, so they know how to use this tactic.
So regarding the collision, we turned back to the review center, the replay center, and it showed us that basically the ball ricocheted off her nose, which caused very unsatisfying, to say the least, pain. We hope that the Prague Falcon will be okay and return to the game. And right now it will be a throw-in for the Warriors. It's sent out by the vicious Falcon defense. Another throw-in, long throw-in. And the goalie screams mine as she grabs the ball authoritatively. And she kicks the ball out. And a quick update from the other side. The KSA team and the Moscow teams are clashing. And currently Moscow has a 2-0 lead on the Cossacks.
So now both teams had a substitution. The Warsaw remains very confident in this game. And Malik, if you compare the Warsaw Warriors to some of the world's strongest football teams, who would you compare it with?
The Warsaw Warriors. Well, despite me wanting to say the Golden State Warriors, I think that would be too much, basketball context and too much wordplay on that one. But in terms of football, well, in my opinion, I'd say the Liverpool, who weren't necessarily underdogs or the dark horses in the last Champions League finals, yet nonetheless. They managed to get into the Champions League finals. So they weren't really the favorites, but they weren't the underdogs either. And this is what I think of this team. As I've mentioned before, they have great chemistry among themselves. They look like a well-established, good trained team. I'm pretty sure they have at least 2 or 3 practices a week. Especially by the information Coach Schowski has given us, although we cannot know for sure. It wasn't bragging, but nonetheless, this looks like a really well-organized team, and they seem to be determined at this point right now what it matters. What say you about the Prague Falcons, and do they have a chance to come back in this one? It's 2-0 at the half.
Definitely, no, you never know what to wait from Prague Falcons. We saw it during both days of this tournament. They had some very good comebacks, and this game may be inclusive in that also. And it mainly depends on Warsaw, and we will see at what pace they will play the second half. But if Warsaw will continue to create so much pressure on Prague, it will be very, very difficult to create a comeback.
Agreed, and we are about set for the second half of the KIS, of the A teams clash of Prague Falcons versus the Warsaw Warriors. And right now we have an update from our reporter Kamila Kotliar, saying that the Budapest Blazers are up ahead 1-0 against the Bucharest Vampires. Thank you, Yusuf. And so the second half is underway. The Warsaw Warriors throw in the ball. And now it's the Falcons with possession, and wow, a very vicious combating or clashing in the midfield. Something I haven't seen that often in this tournament, that teams start pressuring early. And an attempt from the Warsaw Warriors to make it 3-0, but the goalie is right there. So the Warsaw Warriors have a really strong midfield, which helps invigorate their offense and also likewise control their defense. And they seem to not even settle or give Prague an opportunity to get to their own side.
Yeah, the Warsaw keeps to create possession and pressure on Prague. And we saw that at the beginning of both halves, Warsaw are trying to score a quick goal if they can. But again, the Prague goalkeeper is very strong, and it's a very interesting duel to watch. And there was a confident catch from the Prague's goalkeeper, and there is a retake of the ball. Yeah. So now Prague wanted to use the right wing. They still have the ball. The player is pacing on the right wing. She's about to cross. There was a rebound.
And as we see, despite a very obvious height difference between the left back defenders and the right wing wingers of Prague, the Warsaw Warriors still do not give Prague any breathing space, as they manage to hold their defensive fortress, despite Prague's multiple attempts to use their height as advantage and bully their way in on the flank.
Now let's leave it to the game. It's about to have a free kick. There was a straight shot, but unfortunately for Prague it was a miss. The ball is about to come into play after the goalkeeper's kick. Now Prague is trying to overtake a possession, but Warsaw remains with the ball. There's a substitute in Prague's team, and the throw. So now Warsaw defender has a ball and kicks to the other half of the pitch. And Prague tries to have a counter attack. Whoa! What a great shot into the post!
Unlucky as it hits the post bar challenge. My. Well, as we see, the Prague Falcons are testing out their luck, trying a few long shots, and that almost turned into their favor, as they almost sent it right into the net of the Warsaw goals. And we see it will be a Warsaw throw-in and a substitution for the Falcons. And the Falcon goalie controls it. They try to clear the ball, but it keeps on hitting the Warsaw players. And referee signals to stop. It will be a free kick for the Falcons. And we can see the Falcon striker being very close towards the goal post of the Warriors. And Prague intercepts the ball again. Good pass. But as we see once again, number 27 with her quickness and her little frame, able to steal the ball with ease. And she's done a great job of clearing the ball so far. And as we see, it almost turned out into an offensive opportunity for the Warriors.
And comparing to the first half, the second half is very back and forth for both teams, while the first half was absolutely dominated by Warsaw Warriors. In the second half, it seems that Prague wants to regroup and to create a comeback. And there's a throw by Warsaw Warriors, but Prague neutralizes it. Now there's a counter-attack by Prague, but unfortunately there's only one striker on the opponent's side, which means that it's very difficult to win the ball against 40 defenders if you're working alone. There will be a throw for Prague. A long throw from Prague on the striker, but she misses the ball. There's a take of the ball by the attacking midfielder of Prague. And there's a attempt for a shot, using right wing to keep possession. And there's a back ball to the midfielder. Yeah, the attack continues. Oh, she misses.
And there's been so far great communication between the Warsaw defense. They are looking like they are clearly the louder team on the pitch, and in a way that makes them the better team. And so far they look like they have not been risking too much. I wouldn't say they were focused on the offensive end. They are pretty defensively minded right now, and they prefer to steal the ball in midfield rather than on their own side. And however, the Falcons, on the other hand, despite having a few good opportunities, they are not looking as in sync as the Warriors. There have been a few miscommunications, which in turn morphed into nerves, as we saw one of the Falcon girls miss the ball on a perfect opportunity. And right now we'll see a Falcon corner. They seem a bit frustrated with the current result. They realize that time is not their friend currently, and if they want to get back in this game, they need a quick 2 goals. And now a perfect header, but the Falcons do not use this opportunity to score one. And for anyone tuning in now, it is 2-0 for the Prague Falcons A team, and the Warsaw Warriors trailing.
Warsaw is using a right wing for their attack, moving to the center. Prague has overtaken the ball, but again Warsaw is controlling it, switching the wings. Now the left wing comes into play. The pass in the middle, but goalkeeper has the ball. And again, this pass never leads to the teammate. It goes to the opponent. And what do we have here? So now the Warsaw Warriors are about to take a free kick. Actually, it was Prague. I'm sorry for mistaking it. Yeah, so currently Prague is struggling with keeping the ball under their control. Warsaw is creating a strong pressure. That's why it's very hard to play passing or dribbling for Prague. And now Prague has next opportunity to score and to start its comeback. There's a dribbling near the goal area, or that was an unfortunate.
Once I've said, they just seem too nervous right now. Despite their usual cool aloofness, they seem to rush too much and not being able to hit the ball right next to the goalpost. It seems like a very common feature throughout this tournament. And we see a throw-in by one of the players who came back. She was the one who was viciously hit.
And as you said, Malik, time is definitely not a friend for Prague right now. The second half is about to end, but now Prague is having a set of corners that might help them to score. Here's another opportunity, but the defenders of Warsaw are doing phenomenally well to block the shot.
And we see a lot of warriors on the other side. Uh, Implementing the park the bus type of strategy in the last minutes of the game, and the Falcons are shooting desperation shots, mostly anything that can get itself in the net for an easy deuce. However, the score remains 2-0 in favor of the Warsaw Warriors. And the Falcons quickly intercepted, perhaps an attack here. Clean slide tackle, all ball. But the Falcons stay with it, and good clearance by the Warrior defense. And Kochowski yelling from the sidelines to keep control of the ball. And another Warsaw head coach yelling to kick the ball as far as possible from their side. And we see them doing just that as they clear the ball. And the Falcons attempt on the other end, and once again Warsaw clears it. This is gonna be a piff puff bim bam there and back and forth throughout this match. It doesn't look like the Falcons have a good chance of scoring currently. The Warriors easily control the ball. The goalie does a great job. And Falcons once again attempt, and it's gonna be kicked out by the Warriors once again. As I've mentioned, we're gonna be going back and forth here, ladies and gentlemen.
Only a couple of minutes left for those teams to play, and that's why it's reasonable for Warsaw to use a tactic like this. Just clear the ball out of your half and keep doing it till the end. Prague, though, has a great opportunity to score, shoot, and the Warsaw goalkeeper is doing great, as most of the times in this tournament.
And amazing goalkeeping, shutting down any last hopes from the Warsaw Warriors. And the referee is about to blow his whistle any time now. But the Falcons clearly not giving up and still in possession. And the Warriors pushing the ball away. And a foul on the defensive end. A great, we can see that. And a quick update from the third field, the Moscow and Kiev A teams clash. It is 2-0 final score for the Moscow Penguins. And ladies and gentlemen, there's the final whistle. We congratulate anyone watching from Warsaw. It's the Warsaw Warriors with a confident 2-0 dub over the Prague Falcons. Despite the amazing run, despite the amazing run. And despite the amazing run the Prague Falcons have had throughout this tournament, the Warsaw Warriors simply have a better, more organized team and at the right time. What say you, Dmitro?
Yeah, it was quite reliable that Warsaw had a very confident pace throughout this tournament. They keep winning, and So Warsaw is being very confident throughout the entire tournament. They could keep winning, so we can congratulate them on this. And on the other side, it seems that Bucharest has won their opponents in this round.
Yes, and a very emotional win for the AISB Bucharest Vampires as they defeat the Blazers. The score to be provided soon enough. And on the other side, we see the the Warriors and the Falcons hugging it out. Great sportsmanship show throughout the game. Let's take Let's go back a moment where the one of the Falcons was down on the floor because she had a tough collision with the ball. With a tough collision with the ball, and everyone took a bow to a knee, showing great sportsmanship. Both teams, the Falcons and the Warriors. And there is no doubt that the Warriors today were the better team in this match, and both sides understand it, despite how painful it is for the Falcons. The greats appreciate greatness. It was the Falcons who won it last year, but this time it's time for the Warriors' reign. And what say you? Last words, Dmitro.
Well, first of all, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for being with us. Next, we will have one more round of heading towards the finals. It will happen in 25 minutes. So yeah, see you soon.
Thank you very much.